I think we're live. I think we are. I don't know why I just got a message saying that I was forbidden. Google said I was forbidden to live stream. Maybe it's because I'm supposed to be working today. But I took the day off. Paid time off. I earned it, so I'm using it. Welcome back, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the best airplane show in the history of airplane shows. So I don't usually do these during the day, so since this is a special spooky Halloween, well, it's not really spooky Halloween, it's just an airplane show, but I'm gonna show you some stuff behind the scenes. So let me show you the flight first, then we're gonna build it on Simbrief, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it into Navigraph, and to go ahead and, oh yeah, hang on, my computer's still trying to bring up the forbidden notice. Let me let my old ass laptop catch up for a second. So let's see why we was forbidden. Forbidden. Wonder where the history of a lot of these words come from. I know they come from like you know, Latin and like ancient times, but I don't know how some of these words came about and have those meanings that they have. All right, let's, yeah, Microsoft Edge takes forever on this laptop. I got everything set on Chrome already. As soon as I'm able to get to Chrome, I will open it up. Come on, let's close you out. Let's close you out, bitch. Yeah. All right, maybe I can still bring up. Let's see if this works while Microsoft Edge is still thinking about opening. It's only been thinking about opening now for about 5 minutes. Oh, here we go. Necessary permit. Yeah, we'll I don't care. Let's close you out, because Microsoft Edge on this laptop is nothing but trouble. It is. It's always starting fights with the GPU and the RAM and all that. Man, my random access memory and Microsoft Edge are always fighting it out. They fighting to the death. All right, so we're going to do this Global X flight. Global flight. So I'm going to try to fast forward this airplane using Microsoft's built-in, you know, sim rate increase tool that they have. So I have used it before, and I do not believe it's as good as the 737 from PMDG. So we're going to try it as soon as Microsoft is done battling with the RAM, closing out. I'll be able to show you the rest of this flight here, and then we'll go into Simbrief and build it, and then we'll be all good for our flight. But yeah, I thought the tablet was going to be out already for the 737, but PMDG is not releasing it for the Xbox yet. They're going to beta test it some more, and so, which is good. I mean, I'd rather them launch it correctly than launch it too early, like a lot of developers do nowadays, and then they just try to fix it later. Come on, computer, let's go. Yeah, computer, let's go. I promise you this is not one of the first laptops ever built, but sometimes it acts like a very old grumpy man. It just doesn't want to be bothered sometimes, this laptop. Am I right, Gavin? I hear you laughing in there. Yeah, okay, you just happened to laugh right when I said that. Okay. It's okay. All right, here we go. So here's the flight. It took off from Miami. Now I zoomed in already. I'll show you the runway. This is the approximate route we're going to fly. Looks like it's 33,000 feet in the air. So this is where I go usually to get my flights. I have a flight I'm hopefully going to be recording for Aerofly later tonight, because I can't live stream that one because for some reason whenever I'm streaming that and the mirroring system I use between my grumpy old man laptop and the iPad. For some reason, it always crashes like halfway through, so I'm just going to record it. But I have a Learjet video I'm going to be putting together tonight, which when I built it on Simbrief, it said that there was not enough fuel in the airplane for this flight. So I don't know how this airplane did it in real life, but stay tuned for that one, because we may have to refuel twice mid-flight on that one. So, which is easy to do in Aerofly. If you haven't seen me do it before, you can check out the video when I pull it up, or just check out any of the Learjet videos or any of the Dash 8 Q400 videos I've done. So whenever I try to figure out which runway they use, I zoom all the way in, see where the green line is, and then I just follow it back to the runway. So this is 26 right. I zoomed in all the way earlier. You can see it's 26 right. So let's zoom back out. Let's go into Simbrief and build this bitch, and then we'll push it into Navigraph, and then we'll get the approach that we're going to be doing. Yeah, this laptop doesn't like zooming in and out of flight aware either, so this thing is very temperamental. It really does not like working during the day. At nighttime it works pretty well, but during the day it don't want to be messed around with. Come on here, yeah, let's go. Sometimes if you yell at it, it works better. Sometimes if you're just really nice to it and say nice things to it, like, oh, you're the best laptop ever. See, it starts working. You are the greatest laptop. You are so brave. My big, strong, brave laptop. All right, here we go. All right, so Simbrief. Let's open up Le Tab for Le Simbrief. It's a good thing I don't need to use this laptop for work, because I'd have a very long day if I need to use this one for work, that's for sure. Actually, this laptop's pretty good when it's on for a while and is rolling. It's not too bad, but when you try to do too many things at one time with it, it freezes like a deer in headlights. It just kind of like stops and just stares at you. All right, let's see here. Dispatch system. Hope everybody's having an awesome Tuesday, spooky Tuesday, October 31st. If you're going to any parties later, or are you just shutting the lights off out front to make people think you're not home so you don't have to give away any candy. I know that trick pretty well. I do that trick so well that my front light doesn't even work. I don't even have to worry about turning it on or off, because I haven't replaced that bulb after it burnt out. So I probably should replace that bulb, but it's all good. All right, so we're going to type in GXA, flight number 965, and then it's KMIA to, to, come on now, MKJP. Right, and now we're going to go down to aircraft type. I'm going to go to A310 304. And I'm going to put in the correct runway for today. Come on now. All right, 26 right. And our altitude is 33,000 feet. I'm going to plug it in myself instead of letting it do it automatically. Come on, computer. Come on, let's go. soon as I'm able to type into this spot here, I will. I don't know why my computer is being shy today. All right, we'll do no passengers. Freight will do auto. And still can't type in here for some reason. All right, we will come back to that. And I don't see. Okay, let's see what the save him Elser 5. Oh, here we go, finally. Okay, saver and then Elser 5. Let's analyze the route. Oh yeah, that's right. We got the wrong runway for our landing. There we go. This should pull up the correct route now. Almost. Save them in Elser 5. There we go. All right, so that's good. Now we can generate the flight. And then once that is generated, we now have the OFP. Let's go over to Navigraph charts. Things should be quite a bit smoother from here on out, I would like to think. Unless, of course, Microsoft crashes again, the simulator crashes, which has done a few times. Did it twice today, actually. All right, we go to import flight. Let's click on KMIA to MKJP. All right, we're going to import flight. Let's click on KMIA. MKJP. All right, so everything is built except for our approach. So let's zoom in. And we're going to be doing the ILS landing, or at least I'm going to try to do the ILS landing. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, we got Havbro. And we're going to be doing the ILS landing. Or at least I'm going to try to do the ILS landing. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, you know what? Elser, all right, hang on, let's erase this. And maybe they have ILS final. So we'll come out of Elser. Okay, yeah, that works. We'll come out of Elser, and then we'll just vector on over to there. So let's do that. That works. All right, so now we got Navigraph built. So now I can pull that up on my tablet. So now what I do, I'll unload this. That's all built now. I'm going to close all this out. All right, and let's drag you on over now. But one day when I grow up, I'd like to have a laptop that really works well. All right, so let's choose our airplane. I think I already have global. Oh no, I didn't have global X. Okay, so let's change our aircraft. All right, A310. And let's go to Global X. There's our Global X cargo jet. All right, now we are ready to roll from Miami. And I think this is 26, right? Okay. So some of this has got to be, I would think, cargo. General aviation. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just use that ramp. I mean, we're not loading passengers. And then we can just go straight out. We can go straight out to the runway from there. I think that's where cargo would be, right? Unless cargo's all the way over here. Oh, here's cargo. All right, well, we can do that. Ramp 36, ramp 41. We can use the cargo ramp, and then we'll just drive on over to the runway. All right, let's do that. Let's try to 41, 43. Here, we'll do ramp 43 or 42. That way we have some room to move. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Let me pull up Navigraph so I got the OFP ready. I apologize if you hear some talking in the background. That's my son laughing and having fun, but I'm not going to close this door just because, you know, he's a little loud sometimes. It's all good. Hey, look, it crashed. Who didn't see that coming? All right, let's try to load it again. For some reason, the A310 has been crashing the simulator today. This might be a real short stream today. Might have to switch the title and put, you know, Forza Motorsports or Liza P. We might have to switch the whole stream up. Hey, he said he's an expert. Gandalf would have killed thousands of dragons. Maybe it just crashed that one time just to make sure we were paying attention. There's no updates. I mean, I've been checking for updates all day because I was hoping that the tablet for the 737 would be released, but I just found out it wasn't like half an hour ago. But I've been checking like every couple of hours. I've been checking for updates, and there hasn't been any. And there's no updates for my controller. There's no updates for the Xbox. Like, there's no updates at all. So I don't know why this thing has been crashing all of a sudden. The A310 has been crashing the simulator. I mean, I guess we could do it with the 737. You know, I mean, they're pretty close. I do have like FedEx and DHL I can choose. So if the A310 crashes it one more time, we're just going to switch this over to an A320. I'm sorry, to a 737. I'll go into Simbrief and fix it. All right, let's try this again. Let's try this one more again. Sometimes it doesn't like the ramp where you're leaving from, so. Let's try ramp. We did 40. Let's try ramp 43 this time. And see if we get crashed again. Yep, look at that. Look at that. All right, we'll try one more. We'll try a regular ramp, not a general aviation. And if it crashes this time, then I'll switch it over to a 737. Let me actually bring up Simbrief on my tablet now so I can switch this over. I just love when technical difficulties happen and it's not my fault. It's not my fault. We're going to try this one more again. All right, edit flight. All right. Let's get this yonder right here. Let's see if we can get this here flight to work. Some things we just can't have nice things. Sometimes we can't have nice things. All right, let's see. Let's see if you crash. I dare you to crash one more time, Microsoft. I dare you. We might have to break out the BBJ. Yeah. The 737 BBJ. Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden the A310 has been crashing the game. I really would like to know that, because it was doing it this morning. I was trying to do a flight using Spirit Airlines early this morning from my local airport, just to do it like as the sun was coming up, and it was crashing it at certain gates as well. All right, let's go over here to like a regular gate. Let's do this one that we were originally going to do. Maybe it's got an issue with the gate. It looks like it's going to work this time. We'll see. I mean, that blue line's almost all the way. Yeah, see? See? It was the gate. I don't know why certain gates crash and certain gates don't. But here's our Global X, our big, beautiful Global X cargo plane. All right, very good. You know, I just noticed this morning that the yoke has like the angle of attack. Like, I never knew that. I know that the 737s have, you know, a checklist on there. I never knew this one had it. All right, let's go over here. Make sure we have our ground power. And let's open up bulk cargo. And we'll open up this cargo and that cargo. even though there's no trucks coming by us. All right, that's good. Let's turn on the aeroplane. Oh wait, actually, let me go back to Navigraph first. Now that I don't need to edit the flight anymore. I really thought we was going to be switching. I have Simbrief all ready to go. All right, let's go back to Navigraph so I can plug everything in. All right, so first thing we're going to do is operate these here batteries. Oh, if the airplane is not loud enough at certain times, let me know. I've been playing with the volume of it, so it's tough to know. It's tough to control the volume of the signal coming in using the capture card. But I mean, I have filters set on OBS, but I don't know if it's enough. So we go up here to IRS display sector. Ooh, that was pretty loud on my phone. Jesus Christ. That might be loud enough. I might have to turn it down. All right, go over to nav 1, turn it to nav. Go nav and nav. Now I have this set for real time, so it takes about 5 minutes to line up. So what we got to do in the meantime is go down here, click the clear button, hit the init, and now we're going to put in our 2 airports. So we got KMIA /em MKJP. We'll have plenty of things to do in that 5 minutes that it takes. Oh, no, wrong button, Greg. Oh, damn it. Now I gotta do it all over again. KMIA and MK. It's moving too fast. All right, return. Now we hit the 4 right button for align IRS. Our alternate airport is Juan G. Gomez in Cuba, so MUVR. So that's button number 2. We have GXA. I think it's GXA. Let me hide this. What is our flight number? GXA. Yeah, GXA. GXA Z965. Our cruising altitude is flight level 33,000 feet. Our cost index is 14. And our cruise wind is 227 by 20, so 227. That was a really good show, actually, in the 80s, 227. I used to love that show. All right, 227 and 20. All right, so we got all that set. Let's set our flight plan while we're down here, too. So from Miami, we are leaving, go up to Sid. So let me use my mouse for this. It'll be easier, I think. All right, let me pull up the flight plan. Okay, 26 right. And we are leaving on Guava 2. All right, Guava 2. And we are using the Ursus transition. So now let's insert that. Let's go to Ursus. I'm gonna click on this. Go to Airway. And we are UP406. Oh, of course it doesn't pull up the right one. Let me go to Navigraph and see what other airway is available instead of UP4, whatever it says there. If not, we'll just type in the, if I can't find it, we'll just type in the next waypoint. All right, so IFR, I guess high. Yeah, UP406, UL795. Let's go to low. G430. Yeah, it doesn't have any of these airways. ULA. Yeah, UP406 Ursus to Bilsey. All right, well, we'll just type in the next waypoint, which is Bilsey. I have no idea why it's not pulling up the airway. That is really strange. Okay, we'll type in Bilsey, B-I-L-S-I. And then from Bilsey, let me see if Bilsey has the right airway. Yeah, this has it. L795, UL795 to Lennox. All right. And then from Lennox, we are taking UL417, I believe. Yep. So let's go up to Lennox, go to airway again, UL417. And we are taking that to NEF2. All right. And then from NEF2, we are taking UP525. And we are taking that to Amabu. I'm not sure what waypoint they're talking about. We'll check the route before we do anything else after we set this. So from Amabu, we are taking UA301. I don't know why it wouldn't be in their database. I'm getting it right from Simbrief and Navigraph. And we take that right to Amati. All right, our IRS is lined up. Okay. And from Amati, let's see, is Savem the transition for Elser? Yep, okay. So now we can click on, let's bring this up a little bit more. Let's click on our airport. Let's go to star. Now we are doing ILS 12. Okay, we're doing ILS 12. We're doing Elser. And we are doing Savem as the transition. We can insert this. Now our flight plan is built. Let me see if there's any discontinuities. I'm just curious. Let me check out this Ursus one more time and see if it doesn't bring up this airway now. Yeah, it doesn't, it doesn't like that particular, yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. It doesn't have either one of the airways. Okay, no worries. Let's go return again. Looks like we got everything in here now. Let's get rid of this discontinuity. All right, let me turn this mouse off for a minute. Let's come up here and check out our route. So let's go ahead and change this to map. Change this to 30 miles. And I kind of like to sit over here like this and just bring the cursor down to the up arrow. And let's see. And we just click this up arrow all the way through our different waypoints and routes and now when we get around here to Elser, we're going to be flying, we're not going to be using like the nav mode from here. We're just going to be using, you know, the ILS mode. So the route in here at this point doesn't really make a difference. Like the waypoints and shit, that doesn't make a difference. As long as we're at the correct height at Elser and we have the course and the right ILS frequency, we don't need anything else at that point. So, all right, let's go back to flight plan here. And let's put you back to map. We'll put your friend over here. He'll be the one that monitors the plan. All right, now let's go here and let's type in our winds. Let me open up the OFP again. Let's hide this shit. The winds for the descenter, if you're looking at the OFP, it's like page 3 or 4. It's like it's after all the waypoints and altitudes and stuff like that. So, all right, let's go to reference. Not reference, I'm sorry. Progress. Go to descent forecast. And we'll do the first one will be, let's say, 20,000 feet. 20,000 feet is 22406. 22406. And we got 15,000 feet. That's 168.08. And then we got 10,000 feet. 166.07. All right. And now to get Jamaica, let's go over here to the cloud. This may change, you know, as time goes on, obviously, but variable 2 knots. Huh. All right, so we'll just type in like 359, 2 knots. We'll update that if we need to. All right, let's go over here. Let's get some info from the OFP. So our payload. So we have no passengers. 17.7 is our cargo, which is more than we can put in. Interesting. Oh, we'll just leave it there for now. Let's put in the fuel That's 14.1. Takeoff weight says 118.6. We'll leave the cargo a little light. We'll just leave it like there. All right, fuel, we're good, 14.1. All right, let's apply that. And let's see here. Let's come up here. So we got 109.4 for our weight. So let's type that in here. .4. Let's click on runway. Get the runway. Let's click on heading. Get the heading. This is going to be an issue here. I can tell that already. Watch, if I click calculate, it might not calculate it. Yep. Wind. Is wind really like... Wow. That's crazy. All right, we'll just type in something then. We'll just type in like 360. We'll do 355. By 2. All right, now we got calculate there. All right, so we're good there. Let's come back here because we're going to need 0 fuel. And that is 94.9, so we'll just say 95.0. So let's come over here. Let's click in it. And let's go to next. Fuel block is 14.4. Let's come up here and click this. 0 fuel was 95.0. All right, that's all good. Let's get our CG 21.4. We'll set our trim as well a little bit later. All right, so that's all good. Let's go here. Just type in V1 and V2. $134, 136. Not V2, VR, sorry. 134, 136. All right, so that's all good. We'll do approach later. 8,000, 11,000. All right, let's close all the doors. And then we'll fire up the APU. All right, that's all good. Let's fire up the APU. Actually, let's get rid of the chocks. Our park and brake is set. That's all good. Actually, let's turn on our flight recorder first so we can record the APU being turned on. And we'll turn the galley lights on. And we'll turn the main air on. If it's got white on it, you need to get rid of that white. Anything with white lettering or anything like that needs to go. All right, so let's put on our inner pump number 2. for our APU. Let's turn that on. Let's put our beacon lights on. Let's click start. Since the IRS is aligned, we can turn all these on. You can only turn pitch, yaw, and ATS on once the IRS is lined up. If you do it before, they're not going to work properly. Let's RM these lights. Let's push start again. Let's push it one more again. Sometimes you got to push it twice. There we go. Now it's firing up. All right, let's put in our V2 speed. That was 150. So we'll do 166 because that's 15 over. Our runway heading is 267. And we'll plug in 8,000 for our first altitude. I don't know in real life if they would type the 4,900 in at first. But yeah, let's type in 49. Let's type in 5,000 first. Oh, we'll do 49 like it is there. Okay. So the APU is good. Let's turn on the bleed. That's good. Let's turn on constraints. Decision height of -5. Now this plane already is defaulted for the flight directors to be on and have the correct nav mode, which is right here. That's all on. That's all correct. All right, our flex is 59. And let's set our pressure as 1010. All right, that's all good. Let's turn, weather's already on. Let's turn on system 1. Let's turn on our transponder. We might be doing this early, but I don't care. We're going to do it now. Let's put above for our traffic. All right, let's put on our nav lights for our engines. All right, let's turn on the rest of our pumps. Oh yeah, we got to turn off the external power too. Here, let's get rid of all these lights first, and then we'll. All right, let's get rid of external power. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's fire up the first engine. Wait till he gets to about 10 or so, I think. Is that the right number? I guess it is. It works in here. And let me bring up the chart for our departure. It'd be nice to bring it up actually in the plane, but we can't, so we just make do with what we got. I'll tell you, according to Navigraph, the wind right now is 307 knots, but we'll just go with whatever they have in the simulator here. All right, that's good. Let's fire up engine. Sorry, I was doing something. Let's fire up engine number 2. Let's wait for you to get nice and juiced up before we kick you on. Engines are good. I guess we could put our landing elevation in now. Let me see what that is. That's only 18 feet. I figured it was kind of low, but sometimes in Jamaica, you know, they got some mountains there and stuff like that, I think. All right, let's put on our brake fan. We need to set this to max for takeoff. Let's put our flaps 15, and let me check. There was one last thing I needed to check. What the hell was it? Oh yeah, the trim. So the trim is 2.2 up. So let's go here. Close enough, I guess. We got to arm this as well. All right, so now we're going to test the takeoff configuration. In order to do that, we need to remove the parking brake. So let's take off the parking brake and test this. Yep, nothing's happening, so we're good. Oh, our plane's already moving. Jesus Christ. Put the parking brake back on. Good Lord, we're not ready yet. We're almost ready. All right, wing, taxi. Let's put you on continuous. And we'll leave everything set with the APU and all that. Once we start our climb, we'll turn the APU off. Let's turn on profile. Let's turn on nav. And now we are ready. Hopefully that truck doesn't get in our way. Let's give it a little bit of juice. Watch out, fuel truck, I'm coming for you. Go around the back side of the runway. So I try to get everything, I try to get as much setup as I can before I turn the engines on. That way I'm not wasting gas. I'd rather use the ground power from the airport and use their power versus using you know, juice from the airplane before I really need it. Let me get you situated where I like you, camera, and then I'll save it. Left bumper and B will set your camera. And then if you want to get back to your favorite position, just left bumper and Y will put you there. I've seen this livery now for months, and I've been like, never seen a Global X plane before. And then today I was just searching for flights to maybe do today, and I saw GX, and I was like, I've never seen those letters before. And FlightAware, let me check out that. And it was Global X. I was like, oh my God, we got to do one of these flights. So there was like 4 flights to choose from. I just chose the shortest one. Plane was a little loud. I guess bumping it up 5 decibels is a little too much. It's good that I can at least get it to the right level now, because before it was really tough to hear it at all. All right, we might as well, because we're going to turn and burn. Let's turn on the rest of our lights. I guess bumping it up 5 decibels. All right, all our lights are on now. Man, my phone's gonna beep 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 like 8 times right now. For some reason, when I get a voicemail, it beep beep beeps like 8 times. Just in case I didn't hear it the first 7. There's no reason to stop, because it's a simulator and we're not playing with anybody, so. Man, my phone's gonna beep like 8 times right now. I know I'm not on the right line. It's okay, guys. It's just a simulator. For some reason, when I get a voicemail, it's like 8 times. I'm just doing this to try to maximize the length of the runway as best I can, since this is shorter of the 2 left side runways. Simulator. And we're not playing with anybody, so. Alright. Let's give it some juice. I know I'm not on the right line. It's okay, guys. And now let's click Toga right here. All right, we're doing good. Seems like we're going a lot slower than what we are, doesn't it? Oh, we are kind of heavy. All right, V1. Rotate. Get positive rate. Gear up. And And once we get to about 1,500 feet, we'll turn on the autopilot. Yeah, that was a pretty heavy plane to take off, man. Got a lot of cargo. All right, almost ready to hit the Y button. All right, we can hit Y. All right, now we are in autopilot mode. I don't remember if we need to lock this or not. Oh yeah, we do lock it. Okay, good. Oh, we forgot to turn the brake fan off. Oh well. Sorry, I made a mistake. All right, I guess we can put our flaps up. Goodbye, Miami. Next stop, Jamaica. Been to Jamaica a couple times. That's a fun island to go to, my man. All right, let's put the rest of our flaps up. And we're golden, pony boy. All right, so we need to be at 9,000 feet. Let's click profile again. All right, let's type in 11. All right, that's all good. We're in climb mode. We can turn the APU off now, so let's turn the bleed off. And now we can turn this off. At least that's what the checklist says on, if we were to pull up the checklist right now, that's what it would say. All right, and at hammock, yep, all right, we can do 17.5. Let's turn our lights off. I don't know if these are all the right lights you're supposed to have on, but those are the lights I use. All right, we got that there, and let's go over here, and let's do live, so we can monitor everything live for our weights and fuel and all that. And we can turn this off now. And at Lonzo, we need to be at 16, that's fine. Let's increase our distance. We can turn this off now. All right, that's all good. We'll leave the continuous relight on during our climb. right, we got 17.5. All right, next stop. See, it says 33,000. So next stop, 33,000 feet. All right, that's all good. So we are pretty much all set for our climb. The only thing we have to do at this point is set the barometer at 18,000 feet. Oh yeah, I wonder what the transition altitude is for Jamaica. Let me look up on their landing chart. It's got it right on the landing chart. 17,000 feet is their transition altitude. Okay, no big deal. Works for me. Boy, Miami is such a beautiful, beautiful area. I used to go to Miami and Fort Lauderdale a lot when I was a kid. I used to have a lot of family that lived down in those areas, North Hollywood, Pompano Beach, Key Biscayne, which is south of Miami. They live down there too. Some family, Deerfield Beach. All right, so it doesn't pull. Pulling it does nothing. All right, so there we go. We'll just set the correct barometer. All right, we is all good. I guess even though it's daytime, I guess we should still turn our lights up just in case, we go through a storm or something. I'm a big light nerd. I like lights. All right, let's turn that on. We'll turn a little bit of the map light on. Console floodlight we can leave on dim. Main instrument flood, we'll turn a little bit of U. We'll turn a little bit of U, and we'll turn just a little bit of U. All right, everything is good there. Engines are doing good. And we are all set, my friends. All set. Now, since we have an ILS landing programmed, we're able to use these knobs here. If we were doing an RNAV landing or have nothing programmed, we wouldn't be able to operate those knobs. These VOR knobs you can only operate if you have a VOR landing selected, or if you come up here and switch this from nav to VOR. Now, if you do use this simulator and you're using Xbox or you're using a controller and you go into this mode here with the cursor and the blocks up here, if for some reason your plane starts acting really wonky and not following the autopilot and things like that, there's a setting you need to go into under, I forget if it's under controls or general options, but there's a setting to turn off the co-pilot from navigating when you're in that mode, and you have to turn that off. It took me a long time to figure that out. But yep, so if you're having issues with that, just go into settings and find the one that says like co-pilot, autopilot for a co-pilot, something of that nature, and turn it off, and that should fix it. And once we get up to our cruising altitude, I'm going to try to fast forward this a little bit and see what happens. I've done it before in this airplane, but it doesn't always, it hasn't always worked well. So I don't really have much in the way of hopes that it's going to work very well today. So, but I believe I need to, well, I'll double check the buttons. Once we get to 33,000 feet and we level off, I'll double check the buttons for it. But there's a button configuration you need to push in order to do it. And I wish it was as easy as the 737, but it's not. So it is what it is. And now we're close to the favorite part of the trip for me, which is the cruise. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know that this is the part of the flight that I hate the most. Just sitting here. Just sitting here doing nothing. You know, it's interesting that Microsoft and whoever put this plane together would allow this sort of wind information to show when it can't be loaded into the tablet. Like if I was the, you know, you saw it in the beginning, if I was to click refresh right now and it had all those numbers and decimals and shit, and then I click calculate, it wouldn't be able to calculate the, it wouldn't calculate the you know, the, whatever the hell these things are, the V speeds. Are we in icing range yet? Yep. True outside temperature and icing range. So let's put on some icing. All right, icing is on. I guess even though there's no passengers, we can turn the seatbelts off for all the packages that are sitting back there in case the packages want to go party. Maybe there's Barbies back there that want to party. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Other than that, we're all set. I mean, if you were to go by the checklist in this airplane, which I did in the very beginning to learn, like when I first started using this airplane, I would use the checklist for a lot. And like that checklist is very cumbersome to navigate through. Like it really like made the plane seem like it was a lot harder to operate than it really was. Once I kind of figured out that it's just like any Airbus, it was a lot easier at that point. But yeah, that first page of the checklist is like 35 or 40 things, I think. How many? 17. Yeah, the next one, the one that's 91 items long. 91 items. I mean, maybe that's how the checklist was in real life when this plane, you know. Well, this plane still flies a little bit. It flies like in Asia. I think there's like 2 or 3 A310s that still fly around. The A330 is what took the place of this this particular plane. I don't know which body size A330, but the A330 in general is what took place of this airplane here. I wonder if we fly over the Bahamas at all. Let me, because I would think we would be pretty close to the Bahamas by now if we were flying over them. Let me go to map, world map on the... oh yeah, we're not even anywhere close to the Bahamas. Okay. Actually, we don't hit any islands until we fly over Cuba. I think that's Cuba. Yep. Yeah, we fly over Cuba. Negril, Jamaica. Oh boy, that's a fun place. I love me some Negril, Jamaica. And Ochos Rios. I've been to both of those places. Negril, I went when I was in college. I went to spring break there to Negril, Jamaica, which was a blast. They had this foam party on the beach. My God, man, that was so much fun, dude. So much fun. I'm a drummer as well, and there was a ska, like a reggae ska band, and I was talking to the guys there. They let me sit up on the drums for a couple of songs, man. That was a lot of fun. covered in foam, playing the drums. And then in Ochos Rios, I went to one of those, not sandals. It was another like all-inclusive resort for like adults, where it was like half-naked adults running around all the time. Hedonism, I think, is what it was called. That shit was wild. Let me tell you, man. Hedonism. If you have the means to go to hedonism, and you have the right kind of partner to go with, or if you have the right kind of friends to go with, I suggest trying it out at one time in your life, because it was worth it. All right, let me pause this for a second. Let me check out the controls for the fast forwarding. So sim rate, use plus and minus keys to change. Well, I didn't do that before. I just did this. R up and R down. Pluses RB and RT, or RB and LT. Okay, let's try using this first and seeing what happens. All right, let me, where's the clock at? All right, there we go, that's good. And I forget the buttons already. Oh yeah, right and right up. Oh, that definitely increased it. How far are we to the top of our descent? 438. I'm very skeptical about using this because it screwed up the last couple of times I used it. I think maybe I'll use it until there's like a turn, and if there's a turn, I'll turn it off. The only thing with this is like you have to remember how many clicks you've done forward and how many clicks you've done backwards, because there's no way of knowing unless you look at the clock and you match the clock with real time. Other than that, like, there's no way of telling. Yeah, I think when I did it the last time I tried it, I think I tried to increase it like full speed, and man, the plane was bouncing all up and down, and autopilot kicked off, and I wound up like nose diving. So it didn't work out too well for me that time. But yeah, it definitely works. I guess you don't need the clock. You can just look at the mileage. We'll turn it off when we're about 5 miles away. And then what I'll do next is I'll set up the cockpit for the landing. That way I don't have to worry about it later. All right, so now we're back in real time. Let me turn off the all right, so we're in real time. All right, so let's do this. Let's set the course. Where's the course? Oh yeah, the course is down here, that's right. All right, let me go to the ILS page here. So it's 123 is the degrees. Oops. All right, we're making our turn. We got one, and our frequency is 109.1. Come on, let's go, cursor. All right, we're all set for the course and the ILS there. Our decision height is 270, so let's program that now while we're thinking about it as well. And then we'll just turn it off again and then activate it when we need to. So we got 270 there, 270 here. And now let's go into takeoff and approach mode. And this was 270. Oh, it's actually 278 on the ILS chart. It's 278. And landing configuration 3040. So V approach is 33, wind correction, yeah. And final approach, oh, that's fine, okay. All right, we're good. So let's go back to here so we can monitor again. We lost our, I think because I hit final approach, I think I lost the, yep, I lost the page with the top of descent. Oh well, it has it on here anyways. So we go to a Mabu and then, where are we at right now? Bilsey? All right, well, let's speed up a little bit again. Let's speed up our airplane a little bit again. Let's see what text message I got. FTD, all right, I can save on flowers. That is good to know. Oh yeah, we gotta turn off the, we should have turned this off a while ago. I think after we make this turn, I'm going to do 2 clicks forward and see what happens with the speed then. See if that messes anything up. All right, let's put it back to normal speed again, because we're getting ready to make a turn. Boy, there are like no clouds anywhere between Florida and Cuba. I believe that's Cuba we're getting ready to hit, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what it says on Navigraph here. Yep, yeah, that's Cuba right there in front of us. I remember when B.A. Baracus and the A-Team got caught up on Cuba. Pity the fool who mess with B.A. Baracus. Wonder what kind of freight Global X carries. Like, what did it take? What's it taken to Jamaica? Is it like electronics? Is it food? Is it, you know, beds, sheets, linens, glasses, iron, wood? Like what does Global X carry to Jamaica? All right, once we straighten back out again, we'll do 2 clicks on the speed this time. All right, let's do once, twice. All right, whoa, look at the mileage. Wow, that is going fast. It's almost like too fast for me to be comfortable with, to be honest. I guess the next test I'll do next time around I do this is to see how it does with turns, being sped up. Because you can see the VS indicator just bouncing up and down. Now, it's going to bounce anyways because of turbulence and wind speeds and all that, but like when you're fast forwarding, like that could be a problem. Hello, Cuba. So far, it's doing okay, though. I mean, all right, let's reduce it 1 click. All right, let's speed up the Lennox and then we'll reduce the speed again. I mean, reduce the speed, that's right. I want to actually land this plane. I don't want to have an issue today with the speed. I'd rather try it a different day and just test out how this speed works. See like what the maximum we can do is, and like what the maximum like turn angle is before like it just, you know, decides it doesn't want to play anymore. Oh, it might be picking up some weather. I don't have the terrain button on, but it's picking up something. Looks like it's picking up some bad weather. All right, let's go back 1 speed. And then when we get to about 5 miles again, we'll go back speed again. This actually works pretty well when you do 1 or 2 clicks. All right, now we're in regular speed again. And it is picking up some bad juju over here, some storm clouds, which looks like they're well below us. Oh yeah, speaking of below us, I never did switch the traffic system back. So we'll put it on normal right now. I don't have a good co-pilot with me today. He's not paying attention to them things. And I believe 14.8 is our next altitude. Boy, look at that water down in Cuba, man. That is beautiful. Oh, that's just the way the light is. Never mind. Or maybe it is really that blue. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine, like, in between land masses it would be that blue, but you never know. What do I know? I'm just a stupid fat American. So once we cross over Cuba, the next landmass we'll get to after Cuba is Jamaica. Well, hello. Sabrina Rojas Fuentes. Hello. All right, let's see. So once we make this turn here, we got a mill. We got our top of descent soon. So when you do RNAV landings, you have ANP and RDP, or RNP, which is this one, required nav, and ANP, acquired, like how accurate it is, right? So the AN, you need to adjust these settings, but I don't know if you can adjust them in this plane. Let me type in, I'm not going to type anything in, but I know, like, in the Boeing plane, like, if you needed to, you would, like, type in, like, 0.3, and then you would go, like, to RNP and plug that in, and, it would update. I don't think, it didn't do anything this time around. All right, so let's go ahead and speed up the sim again. So we'll hold the right thumbstick in, push up. Now we are sped up again. And let's go one more time. So now we have 2 clicks. Two clicks. And we're not too far from our top of descent. Before you know it, we'll be in Jamaica. Smoking the good shit, drinking Red Stripe, sitting on the beach, just enjoying life. I remember my first time in Jamaica, on the bus ride from the airport to the hotel, we bought this big grocery sized bag of weed for like $50. It was crazy. Like when you go to a convenience store, like you get a bag from Royal Farms or 7-Eleven or Walmart, like those plastic shopping bags. It was like a plastic shopping bag like that, just filled. And then when we were buying, he's like, "You want us to take you to the fields one day?" And I'm like, "No, no, I don't need to see where it comes from. I don't need to get involved in all that. Just, if we need your services again, we'll find you." And I remember the taxi cabs there were wild as shit. Like, the taxi cab drivers are always outdoing themselves, like, with, like, the ground effects, like, lighting kits and, like, the sound systems. And, man, it's cool. It was just, you don't know I didn't know what to expect going to a different country for the first time. That was my first time going to a different country, so I had no idea what to expect. You know what you hear and what you see on the news and stuff like that, but I had no clue. All right, we'll slow this down again when we get to about 5 miles. So I just did 1 click back to slow it down to 1x. Not sure why the chronograph is still on, but we'll turn that off momentarily. I guess I can turn it off now. All right, let's turn the speed off. So now we're at regular speed again. Let me program in 14.8. That's going to be coming up pretty soon. All right, that's our first altitude that we're descending to is 14.8. That is still Cuba in front of us. Let's update our METAR and see if anything has changed with that. Now we got correct winds, 227 knots. Let's program that in. Oh, I don't have that page anymore. I guess because I clicked on Final Approach, it got rid of that page where I can plug in the descent information. Oh well. Whatever. It's just a simulator. We should be descending pretty soon. We're only 170 miles out. Yeah, we got Nef2, we got a Mabu. Is that our next? Yeah, we got a Mabu on the top of descent, so. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of ways to go, so let's speed up a little bit. We got 2 clicks of speed in us right now for the final speed fix of our flight today. After that, we're not going to be speeding up the airplane. I don't believe we will. Finish this landing so I can take a nap and enjoy the rest of my day off, and then eat some dinner and dread the next day. Man, my job stresses me the hell out, man. That's why I took today off. The stress of my job is just, I know I shouldn't have a job that's so stressful, and it wasn't always like this. Just recently is when it became as stressful as it is. All right, let's. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What happened? What the hell happened? Oh, I put the flaps down by accident. Let me start this because I want to see. All right, I think we're okay now. It's not showing our top of descent anywhere. That kind of bothers me. Unless it's going to come into focus here pretty soon. Boy, that was scary for a second. So what I did was you have to hold the right thumbstick down and then push up or down for the speed, and I forgot to push the thumbstick in, and I pushed down and it lowered the flaps. Yeah, it's not showing our top of descent anywhere. But we're about 115 miles out. I believe we would need to start descending here now, so. Maybe I disengaged it when I, maybe I disengaged it when I hit final approach. So we'll just start descending now. I think that's what happened. All right, and we are on a like 165 heading. Oh, maybe we go. See, because it says at Maddie 33,000. You know what? I'm just going to descend this way. It makes me more comfortable than waiting. Because top of descent is before a Maddie. I don't know why a Maddie has 33,000 feet, but we'll just descend this way and we will be fine. And if we descend too quickly, you know, we'll slow our descent down a bit. Boy, that was scary a couple of minutes ago. The autopilot, geez. G's OPs. I thought that was the end of the stream. So I bought 2 new flavors of Cheetos this week. They have now Ghost Pepper Puffs, which are actually really good. They're spicy, but it's not overkill. The ones that are overkill are the Sweet Carolina Reaper Cheetos. And let me tell you something, those things are, they're so spicy. Oh my God, I love spicy food. But man, those chips are spicy as hell. All right, there's our arc on screen there for our mileage. Let me see something here. So by save them, it has us at the correct speed. So we did do pretty good with our choice for where to start descent. Okay, so this little arc right here, like the Boeing airplanes, that shows us where our plane should be at the altitude we have programmed in. Let's go back here. Let's turn on decision height. Let's turn on decision height. Let's put you in rows. All right, we're still in icing range, so we'll leave the icing on. Let's turn our seat belts back on for all of our packages. Let's turn on continuous relight again. I don't know for the landing if we need to be at, if we need the APU back on. Let's see here. Yeah, we got all that. Auto brake will turn on. Altimeters, yep. Heat cam, ignition, yeah. All right, so it's not needed for landing. Okay, I didn't think it would be, but you never know. All right, so we're doing good. We should be at our altitude right by Savem. And as we get closer to Savem, then we'll put it down to 8,000 feet. And so on and so forth. Oh yeah, let's put this, even though I doubt we'll have any traffic, let's put it down for below. Let's tilt this a little bit more. Let's do a little more gain. Let's update our METAR on here. Because at 17,000 feet, we need to adjust our altimeter again. Now, once we go in VOR and ILS mode, this DME will start becoming active at that point. Sows. Got that sows. All right, let me plug in here. $260. All right, descent is looking good. We are in good shape. We're in good shape, my friends, making our landing. So far, so good. Outside that little hiccup we had where I decided to put the flaps down at 33,000 feet. You know, we're only flying Mach 0.77. Let's put our flaps down. What's the worst that could happen? I do like to know that we can speed up this airplane. I'm sure if it works on this plane, I'm sure it'll work on the propeller jets and the Cessna CJ400 and the 747 and the A320. And oh, by the way, here's our approach VREF needle right here. I'm not 100% sure what this one is. This one might be landing gear, maybe. That's 210, 215, I believe. So that might be landing gear. There's Jamaica. There's Negril all the way over there. Man, that place is beautiful. Negril, Jamaica. At least it was when I went. That was like 20 years ago. I'm kind of like an old man at this point. I'm like 45 years old. As my dad would say, he was like, I'm rounding third and heading home. So with this particular landing, I believe we fly a DME arc of like 8 miles or something like that. So we'll just let the navigation do that. We're not gonna do that ourselves because I, to be honest, I haven't practiced in here, and you need 2 really good CDI indicators to fly an arc. You know, we have one here, but we also need one we can twist and turn. I know we can twist and turn the heading knob for it, but I haven't practiced in this airplane, so I'm not gonna worry about it today. All right, we need to be at 8,000 feet there, so let's plug in 8,000 and see what our navigation says about our distance and that altitude. We may have to increase our descent a little bit. It looks like we're okay. Looks like we are okay. Now I will zoom the map in as we get a little closer, but right now I'm leaving it this way so I can see the arc and the waypoint and make a determination if we need to adjust our descent, which it looks like we need to increase it a little bit actually. Let's go another 200 vertical feet per second. Hopefully that doesn't increase our speed too much. All right, so that looks a little better. All right, we'll leave that there for now. We can turn off the anti-ice because we are out of that range. Might as well, we can arm the speed brakes later. We can put on the auto brake, we'll set that to max. And then we got 5,500, and what is our ILS capture point? 2,000, so 2,000 feet at Saylock, and that is 6.2 miles out from the ILS, so more than likely we'll capture the glide scope before then, but all right, let's zoom in just a little bit. Oh, I don't like that. Let me leave it how it was and we'll switch it as we get closer. I like being able to have that arc there for reference. That way I know we're descending accordingly. Hello, Jamaica. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl. Show me your kiss, my war. When you refuse me, you'll never lose me. And you will be something, something more. Global X. Yes. All right, we're getting close to our transition altitude. And let's plug in 5,500 feet. Yes, do you need something?
No.
The Cheetos? Yeah. Go get something to put them in.
Have you tried them?
Yes.
Do you like them?
I like those, the ghost pepper ones.
Yeah.
The Carolina Reaper ones are a bit too spicy.
Really?
Well, at least at that point when I tried them, yeah. I was just talking. I was just talking about them. I said the devil made those to make people's assholes burn.
I bet they're too sweet.
They are really sweet though, yeah. But yep, help yourself. Sure thing. We're going to Jamaica right now. Thank you, daughter. Thanks for burning my mouth up.
What?
Thank you for burning my mouth up.
I touched my hand, by the way.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, you said what? You cleaned your hand?
Yeah, I just touched my hand.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't want pea flavored ghost pepper Cheetos. Love you too. Sorry for the little interlude that was hair adulter. Eating said Cheetos we just talked about. And they're not too spicy, but, you know, sometimes when you eat spicy food, like the spice overpowers everything, and that's kind of like what, you know, kind of what happens with those Cheetos. Like, those Carolina Reaper ones, man, they overpower the hell out of you. All right, we're doing good. So by D3043, yep, we'll be okay. D3000Q. We'll switch modes as we get closer to lining up to the runway. Once we make that final turn to the runway, we'll switch this into ILS mode and then click either VL or land. We'll probably click VL first to get the localizer active first. Sometimes land doesn't work if the localizer is not in range, or the glide scope's not in range. Sometimes that won't work. All right, let's plug in the correct altimeters. So we're still 10,008. All right, that's all set now. Now we just got to keep on monitoring our speed, our descent. Actually, let's do this. Let's we're gonna pretty soon we're gonna have to get down to just under 250, so let's do that so we're not continually speeding. There's Jamaica. Everything green you see there is weed. They don't have grass or trees. Well, they have trees. The trees are big sticks of weed. But if anything you see in the green there on the map, that's weed. It's like, I'm just kidding. It's obviously it's not. I was very surprised to find that it was like illegal in Jamaica. Like I think you could have it like in your room behind closed doors. I think it was legal, but like you can't just like smoke it like on the beach, or at least when I was down there like 24 years ago, I guess it was like that. And I don't know how it is now, but I found it to be very interesting that. All right, let's reduce our speed to like 245. And we won't worry about any kind of air brakes or any kind of speed brakes until we get a little closer to 10,000 feet. And then if we're a little heavy speed-wise, then then we'll. Oh, let me see what the chart says actually about the speed around that DME arc, because sometimes those things are speed controlled. Let's see here. Let's go back to Navigraph. Let's look at our star chart for our arrival. Max speed is below 250, under 10,000 feet. Okay, so that's fine. And that's it for speed constraints. So as long as we're under 250 by 10,000 feet, we're fine. And we are slowing down. That's good. We got 5,500. Then we need to get down to 4,000. So let's plug in 4,000. And we're doing okay with the speed. What a beautiful country Jamaica is. Absolutely gorgeous there. I could retire on an island like that. Ultimately, I would love to retire at Bora Bora, but I don't think that will ever happen. I'm way too poor, and I got 2 kids. I don't know if I'll ever be able to retire at Bora Bora. But that would be my ultimate, like, dream retirement spot would be Bora Bora, that's for sure. Oh, why do I have... Oh, never mind. I was like, why do I have 270 in there? Local course offset by 3 degrees. So is it 123, 126, or 120? Well, we'll leave it on 123, and if we need to adjust it as we're coming in for the landing, then we'll adjust it. So we are slowly getting down to our speed, but let's put on some brakes just to be sure. All right, we can see that's coming down a bit. And then what we'll do is, let's reduce this a bit. That'll help with the speed. And you can see our speed is slowly starting to creep down where we want it. Let's actually put it at 240. And we should be should be. All right, so we'll be at 250. That's fine. I wish we could land and do everything sitting outside the airplane like this. Just like watch it land. That's why I like doing these ILS landings so much. I just like watching the plane from the outside and just letting it do its work. All right, let's plug you in here. All right, altitude is doing good. And we do need to get down to 2,000 feet, so we might as well just plug in 2,000 now. And let's match our heading with the course, which is 123. That way, switch over to heading mode for our final turn. We'll be in. What do you want?
I just wanted to where I see it.
Go ahead. Oh, that one is the hotter one. Go open that over there. Just take. Just.
I want to put one.
Okay. I don't want all the crinkling. If you want more, just take the whole thing.
Okay.
Like the whole container. Alright, here's Jamaica. Should be getting ready to make our turn here coming up. I guess we can. Oh, we already put our brakes on. Okay. Beautiful Jamaica. Montague Training Camp Airfield. Wonder if that's for like their military or their Air Force or. Pretty good Cheeto, huh? Yeah. It tastes pretty good. You're right. Just when you start eating like 6 of them and 10 of them, and then the heat really starts to build up. And then on your fingers too, you got to watch what you touch also, because you got all the dust on your fingers. All right, let's put on some lights again. We'll put the landing lights actually on when we get a bit closer. Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we are doing good. We're going to be making our turn here pretty soon. And we need to be over 8,000 feet, so let's actually reduce this quite a bit now. I like to try to stay as close as I can to what you would see in real life, but I think we're going to be a little bit lower than, well, we can do 500 feet. Let's do 500 feet. Maybe that'll slow our descent enough to hit this 8,000 mark.
I thought there was going to be some this.
All right, well, eat a handful of them and see how you feel. Pussy. All right, that's zoomed in all the way. All right, my friends, we're doing good. Speed's under control. Descent is under control. Jamaica is definitely under control. Look at all that weed. I wonder if we took a helicopter from the airport and like flew to where the fields are in real life, if we would see like big stalks of weed, or if like Microsoft or Xbox has that like blocked out, like it's just grass. Well, grass is weed also, but you know what I mean. I wonder if that would be the case. All right, about 10 more miles. We're going to be hitting our... All right, let's level off here. Let's reduce you to, say, 230. And then we got 8,000. What did I say there? 5,500, then 8,000. That's a pretty steep decline, actually. In like 5 miles. Oh, that second one I believe is more important than that first one. So let's do level descent. Let's see if that gets us down to our altitude without having to use any kind of air brakes or anything. Oh, what happened to that screen there? I did something to it. Oh well. There we go. All right, we're descending nicely. Yeah, see that blue dot? That's what shows up here on this speed chart here. I don't know if that's maybe that's landing gear. I don't know. If somebody knows what that dot, I know it's for something with the speed, but I don't know if that means like we need to be at, like if that's for landing gear, or if that's like flaps, or I don't know. All right, let's put on our landing lights. We'll have the co-pilot monitor the ILS. And we need to be around 5,500 feet. We are. So far our descent is going nicely. And then what I think I might do is let's see what we need to be at the next one. Oh, that's 5,500 as well. And that's 2,004. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's level off here then. All right, so far so good. Actually, I might switch over to heading mode now, actually. Let's see if nav turns us. It should. Okay, it is. All right, good. All right, let's put some flaps in. Let's bring them to the party. Told you. And then I think once we get to about here, we're going to switch over to heading mode. It was actually a pretty difficult landing. I'm sure as a pilot, if you were to do it over and over again, you know, it would be kind of come second nature. But it's a lot to take in. Like, I want to descend more right now, but you know, the flight director's telling me not to. I understand why. I mean, we're only so far over the ground right now, but all right, let's slow down more. Oh, D3000 is 232, and then Elser. All right, we'll leave it at 210, I guess, for now. We're not really following that whole route, though. That's the thing. we're going to break off here momentarily and do ILS mode and heading mode. So actually we can do that now actually. So let's go heading mode and let's do ILS mode. And let's turn this. Let's keep an eye on that, and let's start level changing just a little bit. Because level change will slowly descend us. We want to make sure this is above this line here when we make our turn. So as long as that happens, we don't really need to descend a whole lot. We're 18 miles away, so let's slow down a little bit more. Let's put flaps 2 down so we can make sure we're at the, make sure we don't go too fast. Let's click localizer. And then after the localizer captures, we'll click land and then switch on autopilot 2, and that should allow us to do a full. All right, localizer is now captured, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's hold off on altitude right now, and let's click land. And let's click this on. And now we should be all ready for a Category 3 landing like it says here. Glide scope is active, and when this ball shows up again, will come into play. Now we can just monitor our speed, and we should be golden. We're 15 miles out. We're at flaps 2. We're at 200 miles, 200 knots. We're doing okay. Hopefully this thing will continue to turn towards the localizer, because we are way off the mark right now. Like, why isn't it turning more? Well, I'm going to trust that this thing is going to do the right thing. I mean, the localizer is still active. We got the right course program, and we got 123, which is what's on the chart. I just don't know why we're not kicking over more. Might need to do a little bit of a go around, because this thing is not turning. We are way off the mark. I mean, it's doing a slow turn. Maybe, I mean, I'm just going to trust it. Maybe it's doing the right thing. All right, the glide scope is captured. The localizer is captured. We're 14 miles out from our destination. I'm just hoping that this localizer, captures correctly. It's a little worrisome that DME says 13 here and 7.1 here. That's a bit worrisome, but you know, we'll see what happens. Let's update our METAR again. All right, still 1008. That's good. Let's slow down some more. It says here we are 13 miles out, so yeah, let's slow down some more. All right, let's put our gear down to help us slow down. So I don't know if it's 5 point something miles or 11 miles. So if it's 5 miles, I want to have the gear down. If it's that 11-mile thing or 10 miles, it's still close enough. All right, I think we'll be okay. Let's go. Flaps 3. I just don't know why it would take such a wide turn for the localizer unless the system was calculating that there was plenty of mileage to correct itself. I've never seen a plane take that wide of a turn like that before for a localizer. Now we may have to manually land this. Depends on about that 3-degree offset that it was talking about. All right, what is our VREF speed? 131, so we'll do like 136. That F on here is for flaps full, I believe. See, we're still not even lined up. Here's the airport up here. And we're still not even lined up with the localizer, and we're only 7 miles out. This is crazy. I've never seen this plane do this before. This plane is usually on point with everything. All right, let's go flaps full. I mean, unless it comes in like last minute and then corrects itself. I've never seen it do that before. Go look at the chart in Navigraph if you have a subscription. Pull up Norman Manley International, MKJP, and pull up ILS for runway 12. It says the course is 123. And that's what we have programmed in here, 123. 10.9 is 10.9, that's correct. It's just a weird angle to come in on a final approach. Usually at this point you're already lined up with the runway. Let's see what we can figure out. Look at all that weed. Oh, the green seas of weed. That looks like a sports stadium, and I wonder if that's like a football stadium or... I might be wrong. Right by that wing there, that little circular shape. Maybe it's not a field. Oh, never mind. It looks like... Never mind. From high up in the air, it looked like it was a field. A sports field. It's the moment of truth. Are you going to turn and do the right thing, airplane? We are almost at the decision point. It's the decision time to see if we need to do this bitch manually or not. Speed's good, flap's good. Oh, I gotta arm the brake here. Speed brake's armed. Now let's see if you go on turn. See, are you going to turn? Well, I'll be damned. It is turning. Alright, so I take back every mean thing I said about this airplane earlier. I takes it all back. That's a cool road. Looks like, is that a toll booth there? To go from one side to the other? It looks like there's like a moat there, doesn't it? Oh no, that might be a toll booth. Maybe that is tolls. That must be what that is. A little late to the lineup to the runway party, but it looks like it's doing its thing. I might have done some of the procedural stuff early, but I had two different readings for the distance. One was showing like 12 miles out, and one was showing like 7 miles, so I wasn't sure, so put the landing gear down, I guess a little early, maybe slow down a little early. Maybe that had some effect on this awkward approach, but I don't know. Alright, so it does look like it is 3 degrees off, so we're going to get ready to disengage the autopilot and fly in manually. Once I remember what button does what. Sometimes I get confused with which stick does what, because Aerofly, it's like reversed. Aerofly, it's the right thumbstick that flies the airplane. And Simulator here uses the left thumbstick. Alright, so it was off 3 degrees, but we're doing okay. The glide scope is lined up. Still, the ball for the glide scope. I think I see 3 red and 1 white. That's, yep, that is not good.
400.
But why is the sync rate happening when our glide scope is still good? Like, that doesn't make sense. The ball is still centered, and it's saying that we have an issue. I'm sure pilots in real life would have already had this lined up, but I'm not a real one.
200. Sync rate. 100. Sync rate. 30, 20, 10, 5.
Yay, we did it. And we're almost online. Welcome to Jamaica, bitches. Get your pipe. All right, we are here. That's about it for today. We learned a couple of things. We learned trust the airplane. Trust the airplane. Yeah, I know the brake temps are high. Let's put our brake fan on. Oh, off. On. Yep, we learned a few things. We learned to trust the airplane, that it does really do what it's supposed to do. And we also learned that we can go 2 times speed in this plane and we're okay. Next time we'll try like 4, 5, 6. We'll see where it maxes out and what may crash us. So that's about it. Hope you have a good rest of the Halloween. I should have that Aerofly video up maybe by tomorrow. I plan on recording it tonight. And then I just have to edit it and do what I normally do to the videos, and then should be up in a couple of days. It's going to be a Learjet. It's from Iceland to Barcelona, and I don't know how it flew that route in real life, because according to Simbrief, we'd be out of fuel like a couple hundred miles away from the airport. So I don't know, but that's what it showed. I'll have the screenshot to show you from FlightAware showing a Learjet 45 leaving from Iceland and landing in Barcelona. It definitely flew it. I watched the flight land yesterday so I could figure out which runway it landed on. So anyways, about it. Be good to yourself, be good to other people, be good to me, and we'll catch ourselves again over the skies of Mother Earth. See ya.